Good morning. Welcome to the premium and public video discussion for Thursday, January 6, 2022. This is also a video for Fire Island and beyond. We're going to do a combo video here because I'm a bit concerned about the threat posed for tomorrow morning, especially the rush hour. I would strongly suggest delaying your trip, or staying home, work from home. We do have that capability these days. Here's why. Okay, so we're going to walk through all the observations and then we'll go from there. So currently we have a cold front that is moving through, that is setting up our cold air transport, and you're seeing temperatures throughout the region with clear skies to sky cloud cover. Winds are veering from the west to the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperatures range from the upper 20s to lower 30s over the interior, mid to upper 30s along the coast. Again, there is our impact of our snowpack, 28 to 35. Meanwhile, it's 39 in Philly, 41 in Wildwood. Keep this in mind, this snowpack influence here for our forecast. So on the radar and on the latest surface observations here and surface map, here's our cold front moving through, and here's our storm developing. You can already see a pretty healthy area of snowfall developing over the Tennessee River Valley. As expected for this winter, this low pressure system is going to be tracking through the Tennessee River Valley and then redeveloping off the mid-Atlantic coast. Your typical fast-moving Miller B situation. On our upper level wind pattern, you can see here's our divergence and diffluence right here that is setting up this strengthening of this low pressure system and enhancing a little bit of the moisture transport here. The trough right now is a slight positive tilt, but starting to go towards that neutral tilt, and is expected to reach a negative tilt by the time it reaches the region. Right now we have convergence and confluence, which means high pressure and tranquil conditions and cold air setting in. Notice, very important detail, our jet stream is just rocketing along. No blocking in the Atlantic right now, which means this low pressure system is going to be blitzing the area, moving very quickly. That's another factor that is very important with this forecast. If you're having a fast moving low pressure system, you're not going to have a lot of time for development and the maturity of the precipitation shield. And your best lifting is more likely to be pushed east and focused along the coast rather than over the interior in this type of situation. So when we take a look at the latest observations here from the SPC, you can see at 850 millibars are getting that cold air press in. We have our thermal gradient that's starting to set up. Thermal gradient is another term for frontogenesis right here. At 925 millibars, a little bit lower in the atmosphere, we have again the cold air pressing in. Notice the tightening of our pressure gradient, 925 millibar low right here. And as a result, take a look at the frontogenesis is starting to form as a result, and that is heading our way. You can also see that at 850 millibars pretty nicely as well. That's starting to set up and take a beeline towards our area. So the factors are all setting up here. You can see it very nicely here on the infrared satellite picture. Nice lifting, but notice again the speed. It's moving pretty quickly. Here's a little sign of frontogenesis here. No real precipitation with this, but it is producing enough lifting and pushing some higher cloud tops here. So it could be, I've been kind of watching this all morning, a signal here of the frontogenesis starting to take shape here ahead of our low pressure system. So very interesting to see how this shifts and moves as we move on through the day. And on our word vapor satellite picture, not a incredibly strong shortwave, but certainly energetic. And a couple of things that kind of caught my eye in the model guidance, especially a lot of the Mesoscale model guidance, is the development of lightning showing up on the models. So not a lot, maybe one or two strikes, but it shows convective development, okay? And that's really important when you're trying to figure out, okay, is there potential for enhancement of snowfall, and what is that enhancement at the end of the day? So, taking a look at the new European that just came out, 06Z, the new GFS 06Z shifted a little bit east with the heaviest snowfall. It was a general focus around Philadelphia. Now that's shifted more towards, let's say, central New Jersey. And the European, I want to show first 500 millibars. There is our trough going into a negative tilt here, starting to. By Friday morning, there it is. And you can see here is just spreading out at 500 millibars. It's called divergence and diffluence. That means that your air is rapidly rising. So you have the strong lifting in place over the region. But again, this is moving fast. It is getting out of here. It is rocketing through. And so when you take a look at 700 millibar relative humidity, just to kind of give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, and we'll zoom in on the northeast coast here, this blows through fast. It's already clearing out by mid-morning. By the afternoon, you have sunny skies. Okay? So this is moving very, very fast. But what stands out to me is where does that frontogenesis set up? So when I take a look at 850 millibar temperatures around midnight, starts to evolve here, and then shifts towards the coast as we go on through the morning. Very impressive gradient here setting up. Now, clearly you have some pretty cold air here around the Philadelphia metro and around the Delaware Peninsula, the Delaware River Valley. This supports higher snowfall ratios. So you certainly have that, and you have your strong lifting here along the coast. You're also seeing that pretty nicely at 925 millibars as well. And you also are starting to see the support for a little bit of slantwise convection. Okay, so a lot of factors here all playing in, and so what that leads to is this low pressure system coming in. This precipitation shield is this part right here of the primary low pressure system right now. Then, as the secondary low redevelops and takes over, there's our second wave of precipitation. It kind of merges. And notice, because of the frontogenesis along the Jersey Shore, that's where you start to see your heavier snowfall. This is at around 2 to 3 a.m. There we go. And you can watch this on the HRR guidance, the NAM guidance, starting to show up on the GFS guidance. I think 12Z guidance we're going to be is going to lock in completely. But it's basically the same theme here, where we're going to watch for one very intense band and then everything swings on through here. So it's going to be a very rough Friday morning commute for the region as a result. So I'm asking if you can, stay home. So this is the general forecast that I'm looking at. Now again, you might be wondering, why do we have such a decrease here in zone 1 from 1 to 3, and then you got this whole mess in here, right? Well, if you have strong lifting somewhere in this ballpark right here, you have to have sinking air. You have to. It's basic physics. So as a result, you have strong lifting here, sinking here. I could still see Philadelphia around 3 inches of snow, definitely. Trenton is going to be somewhere around 2-3 inches of snow. I definitely see that. But as you head further east, I think Monmouth County, down the shore through Cape May, up through New York City, Connecticut, you're definitely in that zone of 3 to 6 inches with the heaviest snow between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. But in zone 3, this is where I'm starting to see the potential for a little bit more, maybe convective precipitation. You could be talking about 1 to 3 inches per hour for about an hour or two. And so that's why you could have that isolated 8-inch potential out there, somewhere between around Long Island, down through southern New Jersey into portions of Delaware. Now, as you head up towards Boston, where I have section 4, I added this because normally I don't cover Boston, but I added this to make a point. By the time the storm's up here, it's more mature. So that enhancement that we're seeing here is more widespread around Providence, Rhode Island, Boston, Massachusetts, the Cape, and so you have more likely a potential for more widespread 4 to 8 inch snowfall. It's all because of the timing, as this low is pulling away rather rapidly. The further north and west you are, the less snowfall you'll see, but I still think, considering the cold air in place and the moisture being transported in, you could still pull off an inch of snow around Scranton. So again, the worst impacts are going to be in the early morning hours while you're waking up, and when you're trying to commute and get out of your parking lots or driveways, well, especially along the coast, it's not going to be pretty. So let's walk through this forecast again. We pretty much discussed today. We have high pressure in control with sky cloud cover. Wave heights around Long Island will be around 3 to 6 feet today on through tomorrow. Look for high temperatures in the lower to mid 30s over the interior, mid to upper 30s along the coast. For tomorrow, here comes our snow blitz in the morning, clearing out in the afternoon. Lows in the lower to mid 20s over the interior, upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. High temperatures in the upper 20s over the interior, lower to mid 30s along the coast. On Saturday, we clear out with high pressure in control and very chilly conditions. Lows in the lower to mid-teens over the interior, upper teens to lower 20s along the coast. High temperatures in the upper 20s. So definitely a chilly day. Wave heights will be around 2 to 4 feet around Long Island. For Sunday, a cold front will be approaching with increasing clouds and showers towards the afternoon and evening. Could be a little bit of wintry mix for the higher elevations around the Poconos and Catskills that we're going to have to watch out for. Look for low temperatures in the lower to mid-20s, high temperatures ranging from the lower to mid-30s over the interior, upper 30s to lower 40s over along the coast. For Monday, that cold front clears out in the morning hours with lingering rain and snow showers changing over to snow showers. Low temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s over the interior, lower to mid-20s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid-20s over the interior, upper 20s to mid-30s along the coast. Then on Tuesday, Arctic air will continue to build in. Watch out for some snow showers and flurries. Could be a snow squall or two around the Poconos. And also keep an eye around the Long Island Sound for some surprise little lake effect or ocean effect snowfall. That could be something that definitely could be an issue. Look for low temperatures in the single digits to lower teens over the interior, lower to mid-teens along the coast. High temperatures in the single digits to mid-teens over the interior, mid to upper teens along the coast. On Wednesday, high pressure will give way with sky cloud cover. Lows in the single digits below 0 to lower teens. High temperatures in the upper teens to mid-20s over the interior, mid to upper 20s along the coast. Then on Thursday, a weak trough will pass through the region with a few isolated rain and snow showers. Low temperatures will range from the mid-teens to lower 20s over the interior, lower to mid-20s along the coast, and high temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. So that is your forecast for today. I hope that some of you gained some knowledge in some of the more premium stuff that I normally share in the mornings with premium members. I wanted to share this because this is a type of situation, much like what we saw down at I-95 in Virginia, where if you're caught out in the roads in this, it's not going to be pretty for you. So stay home if you can. Please do. And wait this out until, let's say, about 9, 10 a.m. when the road crews are going to be able to get out there and clear out the roadways, and your visibility will greatly improve. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.